Hi, it's the afternoon. My dog is shivering over there for attention. And it's just a rainy, dreary day. Okay, so I've been going through my books. I have a lot of books that I buy and collect, and then I sort of put them off on reading. And one of them was this book called Plant Dreaming Deep by May Sarton. And I picked this up not knowing anything about May Sarton. I try to trust the bookstores I go to not steer me in bad directions. And this was one of the bookstores that I go to for those things. And so while reading it, I learned that May Sarton is a poet. She wasn't really well known she wasn't really celebrated for her poems. She was more so celebrated for her memoirs. And this is one of them. She wrote it. Now, this was published in 1968. She was in her 50s when she wrote it. It's a story. It's sort of it's about her purchasing this sort of dilapidated home in New Hampshire and fixing it up and writing about her routine and her connection to the furniture that's been passed down by her family, her friends that visit her, memories, that the sort of impressions that are left within objects in her home. I really like touring any creative's home. I love going on tours where we get to see their studios or their literal homes where they slept and kept stuff. That is so fascinating to me. I love homes in that way. And I love my home in that way. I'm an extreme homebody. I love it. And as I read this, you can go deep into memoir writing and recollection. Even artists' homes, the way they're presented by the museum or the stewards can be so fabricated. And so when I was reading about May Sarton, there's an autobiography about her by, I believe her name was Margaret Peters. And in this book, it's this idealized bucolic life of this sweet Beatrix Potter almost, from what I'm getting halfway through the book, woman. And then you read about the biography. This is kind of like a messy gossip. May Sarton was apparently such a mean, horrible person and was a social climber, used her lovers, actually never really, she talks about solitude and cultivating solitude, but actually never lived a life of solitude. She was always out of her home. The construction of self is messy. And I'm not faulting May Sarton for being a complicated, messy, intense woman with a lot of issues. To me, that the paradoxical nature of her memoirs and then who she was to other people is the more interesting part. Come on, the amount of male writers that were horrible people but still wrote really good pieces. I love Anna Karenina, but Tolstoy beat his wife and made her read his chicken scratch of writing so that it can be transcribed into more precise writing. So, I'm not faulting her. But also, the thing is, I don't care thing to know. The woman that wrote the autobiography on May Sarton that was critical of her was chosen or approved by May Sarton. I don't want to stick too much to this because I'm going to DNF it. It's a little boring. With my practice of trying to choose books that are already ones I have and haven't read, I loved reading Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I love young adult books. I kind of just want to hang out with a book. Just want to read about wicked little elves. I also really enjoy these books because they have the cutest illustrations. This is sort of like a glimpse into my reading habits. Like I'll show you. I will read anything that I find interesting. So I have this, We Are All Monsters, How Deviant Organisms Came to Define Us. Then I have this cozy read, When the Crows Away. Frankenstein. I'm sure everyone has read this, especially with Guillermo del Toro's movie having come out. Also, there's Bride that's gonna come out. Classics. Then I have this, Emily Dickinson's Envelope Poems. It's literally, this is like if you're into archives, scans of her handwriting and her poems. I've always been really into mermaids. And of course I had to make it a nerdy thing. And I got this like research book in the history of mermaids, art, symbolism, and mythology. It's been pretty good. I didn't know about this medieval folk story of Melusine, which is really interesting. And has sort of depictions of how the modern mermaid has been developed. It's pretty good. There's this really good mermaid movie called The Lure. It's a Polish movie, and it's a musical horror movie, a little kind of retelling of The Little Mermaid. The switching of the leg to tail part there was crazy, but it's so good. Let me give you guys a little tour of look-sees through my bookcase. Okay, this is kind of a glimpse at my bookcase. I have more books on my desk and scattered around my apartment, but the majority are here. And I used to just have them all kind of scattered around the shelves. And it is color-coded, somewhat color-coded. I didn't used to have it color-coded. I thought it was a little bit of a serial killer thing. You know, color-coded gives a little bit like serial killer to me, but I have all these cute little trinkets that make it fun to color code. And I actually kind of like how it looks now. So at the top we have most of my white books and a candle and like a shell that belongs to my husband. And then we have like the red, green, pink, yellows. This is my great-grandmother. I love her. She's my muse. And this is a little apple, a little pig. I can go more in depth of my books another day. These are the blues. Some books belong to my husband. Most of them belong to me, though. The greens and like kind of, I don't know, white beginnings of white beige. This is sort of the white beige. I have my Blith doll. Her name's November. This is like a print from an Etsy artist. Recommend Map Graves, I think is the name. This is a Cinnadoxin, like a cinnamon. Like a cinnamon bun dachshund. A little sheep. I got it in an estate sale. She's one of 2,000. No, actually, she's number 208 from 2000, and she's made in 1986. Then, like the grays, black. This elephant is a gift from my husband's uncle to him when he went to, I think, India. And black books. And here I have a little frog from Oaxaca. Yeah. I'm not like super dead set on it being perfectly color-coded. Just somewhat. I forgot to add to my conversation about memoir and autobiography a few days ago. There are two books that I like and I really enjoyed listening to. One was Down the Drain by Julia Fox, and the other one was It Girl, The Life and Legacy of Jane Birkin, which recently came out. It's by Marissa Metzler, I believe. Those two were really good, and I listened to them as audiobooks. Down the Drain was read by Julia Fox. It's a memoir of hers, and it has crazy stuff that happens in it, but it's really good. So if you're interested in memoirs or biographies, listen to that one. Listen to it. I would say listen to it because she reads it, and it's really different. And then It Girl by Jane Birkin. Watch movies that Jane Birkin has been in while listening to that. Especially Jane B by Agnes Varda, which is kind of an autobiography collaboration she did with the female director Agnes, and it's like a narrated walk through Jane Birkin's life, and it has surrealist qualities to it. It's funny. It's really beautiful. I also love learning about Jane Birkin's home. She was really messy in like a collector way. Like she also liked to have a lot of tchotchkes in her house and have it cozy. She's an English woman, and she loved taxidermy. I don't know. This is another one of those things where I love going and looking at these really interesting people's lives through their home. The perfume I'm wearing today is this Reliquie d'Amour. Focus. Is this Reliquie d'Amour by Oritza Legrand. It's a decant from Scent Split. I have heard a lot about this perfume, and I wanted to try it, but not purchase a full bottle, and I don't know where I could find this. In person, but it smells really good. Kind of has like an antique scent to it, but it's clean. It's not too cloying. It smells like flowers, like white flowers. And it smells cold, so I feel like it's appropriate for this weather. I wanted to share this tea that I've been making a lot recently. My older sister first made it for me, and it's really warming. I let it simmer on low for around 30 minutes, and it makes the kitchen smell really delicious, like pie. I made some for my husband, so that's why there's 2 cups. And I pour it straight out of the saucepan. Nothing too crazy. And then I also add the apples and the fruit so that you can eat them warm. I like apples that aren't cold. And then I added this French honey to give it a little sweetness, even though you don't really need it.